detective, thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. We thought we'd go with a commentary this time around. We've had to pivot though, Jared, haven't we? We made some calls.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think initially we made some calls, and unfortunately that film was unable to be located, even though we took a trip.
Well, yeah.
In an effort to source.
Just, my frustrations about films being put up and yanked out.
We also had a fucking tirade about HBO Max, which is now turned up in Australia.
Yep.
So it's fucking goodbye binge. I had to cut them loose quickly.
Done.
But tonight's episode, we're going to do a commentary. It's a film we've already done. We did it a long, long time ago. We've discussed it many times, but this is the alternate cut. It's Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers, producer's cut. We're going to do a commentary. So every minute of this covered. But before we get to that, what have you been watching?
I've got a little bit on the slate. I got heavily back into some Scott Adkins.
Scott.
So yes. I'm just going to throw it out there before I start reading through my material. Fuck, I love Scott Adkins.
I love him.
He's just awesome.
He's a middle tier, isn't he? Between your top stars and a guy like Michael Jai White.
Well, I think
Adkins is above them.
Yeah. I think he's
not
the
quite
kind of
right
guy
at the
that
top.
would have slid in nicely in that time period.
Mm.
He's just, he's one of a few people that are sort of holding up that area of work at the moment.
Yes.
So yeah. So I kicked it off with Undisputed, and I wanted to watch that because obviously it's Walter Hill and led into some work with those guys in it. So the first one I thought it was okay, like good actors across the board, and it's an interesting approach in that it doesn't really kind of side with one of the characters. It presents Ving Rhames very heavily inspired by like Mike Tyson case. It's the reason he's going to prison, but it never really clears up whether he's supposed to be innocent or whether he's the good guy or the bad guy. But we spend most of our time with him, and so yeah, it was an interesting bit of work. I didn't love it. But when the series gets into just the martial arts stuff that we're looking for, fucking awesome. Delivers. Part 2 with Jai White taking on the Ving Rhames role and Adkins coming in as Boyka. Part 2 is awesome. Part 3, where Adkins kind of steps into the main role, loved that too. And then Boyka, Undisputed, is part 4. It's probably my least favourite of the back end, but I would take any of the back 3 over the first one.
Okay.
I just felt like the first one was going for something different and wasn't like a complete win overall. I don't think it got exactly what we were looking for. But then the next one's just some very, very neat little fucking martial arts flicks, especially given that they use that kind of prison sort of setup and there's some corrupt officials involved and all
as
this
there
sort of
always
stuff.
are,
As
Jared.
there always is.
As there always are.
But the actual fights, I mean, Adkins in a couple of them is just doing some fucking awesome stuff. Like he's doing those flips through the air, but landing 2 kicks on the bloke while he's doing it and stuff like just awesome stuff. And they do it through the series. Like there's one part where, he fights twins and stuff like this because one of the head guys is like, it's my rules. So you're fighting 2 blokes and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, really cool. Very much enjoyed that. I saw a Minecraft movie.
Okay, yep.
I actually had a great time with it. Like it's fucking silly. It plays the video game stuff as silly as well, but kind of hits the beats that the people that were into that want. Like obviously we're at an age where our sort of gaming didn't necessarily intersect with a lot of Minecraft. But my kids were loving some of the references and things that were going on, and I thought Jason Momoa was piss funny the whole time. Like he's just such a bozo through the whole movie, but amusingly so. And I thought, yeah, him and Jack Black together kind of made for quite a few laughs.
Okay.
I then went back to back, Adam. I went from one movie straight to another one and watched A Working Man.
Oh,
yeah,
Statham.
Statham,
Beekeeper style, I
yep.
believe.
Yep. David Ayer directed, written by Sly, and
I hear it's okay.
it's what you're expecting.
Is it like The Beekeeper?
It's like The Beekeeper, but coming from the family angle. You can tell Sly's written it because the amount of times he asks, "Do you have a daughter?" and all this sort of shit. Like I had fucking flashbacks to the show and was just like, oh god, yeah. You can hear.
What
Sly.
is there a scene where Statham bails up his 25-year-old daughter and says that she's not allowed to receive cock? Because I can tell you now that would not go down well.
Is there a scene where they play a gag on him about someone being pregnant and he fucking
It just
acts
about
like he
has a
wants to
fucking
punch
heart
somebody?
attack?
Like, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. It was all right. I think it's, you know the kind of action you're sort of going to get from David Ayer.
Mm.
You know, there's going to be a few sort of grimy characters in there. But the thing that I actually enjoyed was that, okay, well, we know what this is. So once we start to get, you know, on the trail of Statham trying to do what he's trying to do, we just line up about 6 characters that we all know, oh, you're all going to get your comeuppance. Yeah. And he pretty much just fucking lines them up. You know, just you go through them. So I appreciated that they kind of knew what it was. But
I'm going to throw this out there, Jared. Hot take. Statham, man in the 2000s?
I think you probably should pull back on the
Statham,
man of. I'm going
man
Adkins.
in the 2000s?
Adkins, man of the 2020s. While Thomas J's still toiling away trying to live up to that title.
Man of the 2020s?
No, Statham, no. He's not.
That's bullshit.
Look, he knows his lane.
Yes, he
That's
does
what
know
I
his
appreciate
lane, he
about
does.
the guy. He knows.
And look,
what
that shit makes money.
Yeah. And so I went back to Adkins for the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Debt Collector.
Okay.
Which is one where he's teamed up with Louis Mandylor.
Oh, not
Mandus Costa.
Mandus Costa. Fuck his name was
Louis Mandylor.
Louis Mandylor.
I actually really enjoyed it. It's
Yeah?
funny. There's a touch of kind of the nice guys
Okay.
to it. So these two are, you know, paired up as debt collectors, and Adkins is new on the scene. Mandylor's done it before, but they actually have a reasonable chemistry, and they try to play it for a few laughs. Like, you know, they're constantly going into the action, and Louis Mandylor's doing the chatting, and then when it starts to get physical, he's like leaning over to Adkins, going, "You got this."
Yeah.
You know. So, but I'd never realised that Mandylor did a bit of boxing and stuff too. So he gets in a bit of it.
He looks
as well,
all right
and
too.
looks all right.
Yeah, okay.
And then there was a sequel called Debt Collectors. Also good fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed both of them.
Same-
I actually had a really good time.
Same cast?
Yeah, pretty much same cast, same director.
When were these made?
2018 and 2020, I think. Tony Todd was in the first one.
Okay.
Michael Paré shows up. But yeah, it's the same old what you expect. It's just Adkins knowing what, you know, the storylines are very thin, very straightforward.
Of course.
And they're almost like vignettes. Like the collections are just, okay, well, we're going to throw you in this situation, and then we're going to throw you in this situation, then we're going to throw you in this situation. But their chemistry and just trying to get a bit of you know, some funny lines between the two is pretty good. There's a scene in the second one that's kind of like, you know, a little bit kind of They Live with Roddy Piper and
Keith David.
and Keith David. But there was also a kind of funny one where there's some boxing involved, and Mandylor's character was previously a boxer. But he's old now, obviously.
Yeah.
So they kind of throw the gloves at Adkins. Like, you got this one. And he's like, yeah. He goes to pick up the gloves, and you hear the kind of cracking in the back and shit. He's like, this look on his face, like, oh, something's just gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah,
I
right,
dig
let's
that
do
kind
it.
of stuff.
Like, it's exactly what you want. If you're looking for those 90s kind of action pictures, which we're always trying to dig into, it's like I said, Adkins is one of the blokes that's just holding this up. And he kind of wears the stunt work like a badge of honor. He gets his ass fucking handed to him regularly. He's getting thrown through walls. He's all sorts of shit. So, yeah, I would say
You respect the man.
I would get onto Undisputed and the Debt Collector movies if you like any of what you've seen previously from Adkins. So
Okay. Perfect.
that was it.
All right. I was pretty thin. I watched the Gone Girls, the Long Island serial killer documentary on Netflix. 3-episode series. Not bad. I actually didn't realise that guy had actually been... There was so much evidence against him. I thought this guy had been picked up, but nothing sort of further had been heard about it. I mean, he's been doing that since the early 2000s. So he was one of those ones where they thought he was never going to get caught. But it was interesting. Look, it comes from the same sausage factory that the other true crime Netflix ones. I mean, they look great. They're well polished.
Yep.
But it was an interesting case. And then the other two, I decided to kick off the Final Destination series with Final Destination and Final Destination 2.
Yep.
Final Destination, great idea, but the acting is fucking awful. And the characters are just assholes. Like, Kerr Smith, that poor prick is just getting fucking saddled. During that period, he was saddled with every character who was the biggest prick in the fucking world. And then Stifler looks out of place.
Yeah,
like, I remember when he turned up, I was like, I forgot he was in this. And then he keeps talking. I'm just like, has he come off like an American Pie? Like, off the fucking set of American Pie and come straight to this? It's a good idea, but it's not fully realised in the first movie, in my opinion. The sequel, on the other hand, has a fucking ball with that shit. And I don't know how many times, Jared, while I watched it, I pointed at the screen and laughed heartily as a teenage child's crushed into a fucking pile of mush by a piece of glass.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I shouldn't do.
So you have to go back and revisit some of the comments you made about me and Maximum Overdrive when I was giggling when things were happening there? Or?
I don't think we need to revisit, but I possibly need to speak to somebody. Because, fuck, it was... I laughed and then I went, and pointed at the fucking screen.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was... Or the guy who gets a log through his window and comes out the other end.
Yeah. It was part 3 that we saw in the cinema, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's part 3 when I was fucking giggling away.
Yeah. Look, there's some stupid shit in these movies.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of fun with the concept of everything has to happen to kill somebody.
Yeah. It's
and
a
they play with
line.
the kind of like, is he going to die now? No. Is he going to die now? Like,
yeah. I like, the whole idea of like you escaped death, but it's still coming for you. Like, it's a fun way to go through some of those silly scenarios, and it's a fine line. Like, sometimes it works great for entertainment value. Other times it's a bit silly. I mean, I watched the teaser for the new one with the guy in the tattoo parlor, and I was like, my oh my, this looks really bad.
Yeah. But then you'll be.
From what I've heard, early buzz on some of it was like, it's more of the same. That it'll have a good time with it. So,
well, this is the thing. I remember 3 being pretty average.
Yeah.
But I think you'll find it'd probably be pretty good fun too.
I think so the sense that I get is something like 2 is where it's right in the pocket.
Yeah.
3 is where it drifts too far into the this is fucking ridiculous. Remember the song on the radio about something coming
He's
behind
right
you?
behind you.
It's like, fuck me.
Yeah.
And that also had the fucking solarium scene, didn't it? So that I think you'll find that part 3 might dip into more.
I'm going to have a look at that as well.
Yeah. Well, I started a rewatch 2 a while ago and kind of dropped it, so I might have to pick up on part 2.
Well, put it this way: there's a
chat about
sequence.
that next time.
The ending of the Final Destination 5, which was the last one before this new one they've got coming, was fucking so clever.
Yeah.
I remember just when it sort of hits, I was like, holy shit. Like, I did not see it coming at all. And it's really, really clever and probably saves an average film. Like, I remember being fucking super excited about that after watching what I would only describe as another fucking orgy of fucking stupidity while people get murdered. But that's where you got to be with it. You got to be in this pocket of, like, silliness. If it... That's where the first one goes wrong.
That's the balance, right? If you go too far,
yes,
it's like, what are we doing?
The first one went too far into
serious.
We're serious about this, and it's like you should not be. But you could be correct. 3 might go veering fucking dangerously into. Hang on, this is too silly.
I'll be interested to see how it comes out because I remember just sitting in that cinema laughing and people around us like, I don't know. What's wrong with you?
Was it the same as when Nicolas Cage started going, I started fucking going,
Let me in now. Yeah. I think there was a few people around
very
us that's like, are we sitting next to Longlegs? This bloke's just fucking started cackling in the cinema when everyone else was dead quiet.
Yeah, that was the worst part. Because I thought every other person was going to laugh too.
Yeah, you were Han Solo there, mate.
I still stand by it. Stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Well, that's
Hang on,
another line.
Stand corrected. We're about to watch this shit again.
That's another line where it falls between silly and creepy, and obviously everyone else was still creeped out, and you thought it was the funniest thing you'd ever seen.
I think that we're about to watch something that would maybe consider the funniest thing we've ever seen in a second.
Maybe.
All right, Jared, let's fucking fire this thing up. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, producer's cut. Well, it doesn't have the 6 on it, but it is Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers, producer's cut. I believe, Jared, when we first covered these films, I was a 6 man.
Firing up now, Dimension Films logo.
Films. I was a 6 man. You were a 5 man.
Yes,
Is that correct? And we felt like we couldn't come to an agreement. We felt like they were both shit, equally as shit. Could this be the tiebreak?
No. We've already
Totally different product.
We've already switched.
Totally different product.
Because my thesis at the time.
Thesis.
My thesis
Hardly
at the
a
time
thesis.
was that
A fucking pamphlet.
was that just because Halloween 5 had produced something really shit, that Halloween 6 didn't have to then expand on it.
No. Now, while we go through this, Jared, we need to make sure we try and sort of work out what is the fresh stuff.
Yeah. Well, I always get mixed up. At the moment, we're going down the corridor.
Jamie's on a gurney.
I think it's mostly
There's a
down
group
the
of
stretch.
weirdos who seem to be masked. There's a guy in a fucking hood.
Yeah. And the big thing for me that we're missing in this one is the searing electric guitar version of the fucking Halloween theme. This one always makes me fucking laugh. I just can't stop laughing at the whole hospital.
Well,
We've got everyone on board.
have a look at it. That's a full team.
Yeah.
Like
A full team of doctors who
they are
have to
scrubbing
be
in for fucking
reasonably
proper surgery.
They've got to be reasonably smart to get to that particular
Look at
level.
this though. It looks like fucking something out of Hellbound. That fucking Chuck Norris picture.
Leave.
They're in like an underground chasm that seems to be full of fucking gothic structures and things like that.
Plenty of candles.
Lots of
So
candles.
obviously someone's job is just to keep the candles lit.
Yeah, you light the candles. You scrub in, you light candles.
Yeah.
And
then,
surely, Jared...
and then get back upstairs and perform life-saving surgery.
Jared...
Just so we don't arouse any suspicion.
It cannot be fucking very clean to have, like, candles and ash and shit in the air and stuff.
No.
When you're supposedly scrubbing in for a surgical procedure.
No, of course not.
Okay, so she's still...
As you said that, yeah, it's good that they're still in the scrubs because they might be inhaling some fucking stone dust or something.
Exactly. And in comes Johnny Cash. In comes the man in black.
Yeah.
Look, this shit is where we should have, as a Halloween series, we should have said, look, we don't need to explain this bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
look,
just
I'm
move
kind
on.
of torn on stuff like this because I don't mind you digging in and trying to kind of come up with something, but when it's as bad as this, especially when you're basing it on something that the director of the previous film kind of openly said, I didn't really have any ideas about.
Some guy got off the bus and I thought he looked cool.
I just had a bus and a guy coming out. See, this stuff is all more kind of prominent in the producer's cut, right? All
Yes.
the fucking
The
paint job and whoever's on candle duty is the busiest fucking person in the hospital, in the cult.
Like, you got to get your candle guy in, you got to get painters and decorators in.
The candle guys at the back of the room looking at the two guys off to the side here going, you guys have got the easiest job in the joint. I've fucking burnt my robes 6 times this week.
You just got to kill a baby or you've got to put fucking evil into it. I don't know.
Yeah, you still don't know. You're still not sure about which one it is.
The voiceover by Donald Pleasance is also new, I think.
Yes, yeah. It cuts in.
It's not. He sounds awful.
Yeah, I think
he's very, very frail here.
It's one of those ones where it's a little bit sad watching him kind of, especially when you know that he really was pretty fucking close to the end.
He was crook, yeah, the big fella. But that stuff kind of, I don't know, it doesn't fix anything, does it?
Let's just put it out there from the get-go. It's not. It's like 2 shades of shit, Adam.
Yeah, it's like a double decker. There's one on the bottom in a bed of fucking toilet paper. There's another one on top of it. They're similar,
but both probably more enjoyable than Halloween 5. Now that I've kind of reviewed a couple of times.
Now we've got some flashbacks to Halloween 5.
I love that Michael's just kind of.
He's just dragged out.
He's just dragged out of there when any other person that tries to kind of throw Michael Myers around finds it's not easy to do.
No, but it's all about the ruins and stuff, isn't it?
The ruins, yeah. Like they're fucking, they've put a couple of stones on the ground, which negates his power. It's like kryptonite to Superman.
Yes,
apparently.
Or
she's woken up. Jamie's woken up and gone, fuck, she's a bit warm in here. Can we blow a couple of candles out?
Hey, by the way, can you blow fucking half a dozen candles off that shelf over there? Okay, so now she's been given the baby.
Yep.
Now this is different, I believe.
Yes.
Her escape is different.
Also, is there kind of prison setups in hospitals?
No.
I didn't think
where are they? Like what? Under what fucking building? When she comes out, it's like a farmhouse. Like, you don't have this shit under a farmhouse. Look at it.
No.
It looks like you know what it looks like? Underneath the bleachers at a fucking rock concert. You know what I mean?
It's like Dolph Lundgren's up on top playing the drums.
Yeah, it's like fucking Command Performance. It's exactly like Command Performance. Look at it. It looks like being under the MCG, where I believe you can smuggle weapons into.
But you can go and watch Carlton lose by fucking...
with a firearm in your shoes.
Oh, yeah. They had to be Collingwood fans, didn't they?
You think they were trying to shoot a couple of the Carlton blokes?
Jesus Christ, that's pretty seedy stuff.
I know, it's fucking not good. Okay, so Michael's on the hammer of Jamie.
Yes,
because she's got the baby. Now again, this is the same sort of situation that occurred in the original cut.
Yeah, it is played a little differently, but.
Why are you looking back over your shoulder and going, Jamie? Do you think she's coming back?
Yeah. And why did you have an attack of conscience now? I think we've spoken about this before, but you've been in a cult for a while now and just decided now is the time to get out.
That is that is the exact reason why Joe Chappelle does not understand the product that he was making. There was a perfect opportunity there. She's standing looking over the shoulder thinking it's Jamie. Behind her it's dark.
Mm.
Perfect opportunity for his face to just appear. But no, we get him lumbering in from fucking 10 metres away.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. So he picks her up and stabs her against the wall. I don't know what was holding her up there.
Probably time to, bring up your feelings on the Michael in this one.
Shit house. And he looks overweight. He moves. Something about him doesn't move right.
Yeah.
He's very kind of like stiff, like he's a robot. Like, I don't know if that's what they were going for.
And he's been, it looks like he's emerging from a dumpster there.
A dumpster on a nuclear power plant.
That's where I picked up this movie.
Yeah, he's just been dumpster diving and he's come out with the Blu-ray of Halloween 6. Okay, so...
I wish I'd found it.
This is new here because I believe she runs into... Or is this not new?
Can I just give you a round figure on what this
this guy, here we go. Here's fucking Rick Rude.
Ricky Rude / Mark Gastineau kind of firing up.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing stealing my fucking truck? He's got the best Soul Glow mullet ever.
Yep.
And the mustache. Why is he there?
This guy needed more screen time.
But also, why is he over there? What's he doing?
I don't know.
Having a beer?
He's trying to figure out where we are, Adam.
Yeah.
He's stopped his truck, jumped out and thought, I'm just going
Where
to
the hell-
canvass the area because I got no fucking idea
Where
where
the
we
hell
are.
was I?
Yeah.
Oh, tell you what, better pop the cap on a beer and stand outside the rain.
So give me a round figure. This came as a package of 3, but it's the 4K. Give me a round figure of how much you think I shelled out for this Halloween 6. This movie that I love so much.
60 round figure.
Bingo.
Bingo, 60 bucks.
60 bucks. Once it was split up, it was about $60 per.
You fucking paid $60 for this.
I'd pay it again to get the Dr. Death sequence in part 5.
Now this is Danny. This is some fresh.
Danny.
This is some fresh stuff. I think. I don't remember this.
You love the sort of kill for him, Danny.
But then they've got him in the darkness, but you can clearly see it's Dr. Wynn.
Well, I mean, fuck.
4K.
It's the second he was in the chats with Dr. Loomis, we fucking pegged that,
Yeah.
didn't we? Everyone did.
Well,
You pegged it.
probably. I mean, he was the only option, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's the only likely person who could put
It's one
together
of those.
a
It's one
hospital
of those
situation
scenarios where it's
underneath.
like you're either giving us him or you're giving us somebody that we haven't come across before.
I tell you what would have been interesting. Loomis
Would it?
was the man in black.
Yeah. Well, it would have made more sense
Well,
because
but
of the
it-
way
but-
that Loomis acts in the previous 2 movies. It would have made more sense.
But it would have also been more. He's gone crazy like Dr. Sartain. Fuck.
Do you want to quickly stop, rewind, delete?
I thought
what you
about
just
that
said?
for a second, and no, it should not have been Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, bad idea. Sorry,
It should
we'll
have
just cut
been-
that out now.
Dr. Wynn.
Doctor, the second you mentioned Dr. Sartain.
Sartain, no. The problem with Sartain is not that what they did, that he was the one who was interested. It was his delivery of what the fuck he was doing it for. Things went really bad.
I dare say if it was Loomis, it would have been Sartain 20 years early.
I would have loved to see him fucking ranting and raving. Could you imagine?
But we already saw that in the previous
He
movie.
would have been going off about
Yeah.
why he'd done it.
We certainly already saw that in part 5.
Now, is she
The town's
listening
banned
to...
Halloween since 98.
Is she listening to
Barry Sims.
Barry Sims, or is she listening to... what's he? Tommy.
Well, doesn't Tommy call in
Yes.
to Bazza?
Okay, so Bazza, who was supposed to be like
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern, and I think they asked Howard Stern, and he said no.
Can't understand
Rightfully
why.
so. Okay, so we've got new people in the house too. I think some of this is new too.
Are you just guessing? You just
No,
tossing
no,
it?
I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think this stuff is new. Is part of the producer's cut.
Yep.
And yeah, a lot of what happens with Jamie is fresh in this. I think.
Yeah. And then it's kind of very similar in the middle until we get to the hospital again. At the back
Fucking
end.
ridiculous shit in the hospital. But yeah, Michael. Like I thought, for some reason, I thought Tommy had his own show, but no, he rings in.
So I'll throw it out there. This
there
is
he
why.
Here he is.
Tommy.
Thank you, scumbag.
Jesus.
Oh, she called me.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm not well.
No, he should have gone on this, Anna. Take your panties off.
Jesus.
keep going.
Yeah, I think where I came around to part 6 is although this shit is goofy,
Yes.
it's kind of more entertaining to watch. And then when you get into the middle, some of the stalkery Myers moments I think are just better than.
He's
part
got
5.
Project Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Has he put this together, or is it?
I think so. I think he put it together.
Good.
Which,
God.
fuck, at the time I was struggling to get an A4 page of writing out on my computer.
Honestly, mate, I was working with a fucking Apple II where you had to type in coordinates so it would do the
Yeah,
fucking... It was ridiculous.
What about the Amiga?
I had the Amiga, though, with a dual disk drive. Like, I had my shit going quick, like, because I had two disk drives.
Yeah, right.
Stupid. Remember Monkey Island?
Mm-hmm.
It had fucking 15 discs.
I'm playing that right at the moment.
Oh,
There's a new one on the PlayStation. Get on
I
it.
see, I'll get on it, yeah. Okay, so this is where we first see Loomis.
See Loomis not looking
No, he's not looking well.
career best shape.
No, he's not looking well. And I feel for him because I feel like he wasn't well before this started, and it probably should have been some decisions should have been made not to put him in it.
Well, yeah, but I guess.
Or get him to do just a voiceover or something, like, because he doesn't really do much. I think he does more in this version. But I mean, it was
probably in a situation where he's also like, well, fuck. He's probably aware of things and trying to set people up and saying I'll cash it in if you got a role for it.
Yeah. And look, it might have just been that they thought we'll throw him a.
I mean, from this line, not dead, just very much retired. You could almost tell that
he was crook.
He wasn't up to it.
I believe he didn't mind a beer either. Back in his heyday.
A tipple?
Yeah, he
liked a bit of scotch.
Oh, yeah, he liked a tipple here and there. Okay, so Wynn turns up. Yeah, okay, he's got Man in Black written all over him.
Yeah, so you got the same coat, it's just a different colour. Like, shit. Who could it be?
I'm not wearing a hat, though. Oh, the skin grafts, but, I don't frighten people anymore. Remember in Halloween 4 where it looked like he had like a egg on his face?
Yeah. And it changed.
Yeah. Because they did
changed as it went.
His speech is really kind of sort of shuffling. Like
Win, you know my weakness. Bottle of grog.
Straight onto the
bottle of grog.
Yeah, he's not looking well.
I think significant portions of this conversation are different too.
Yes.
Like it's fleshed out in this one?
Yes. And
I mean, previously, Adam, when I got my first copy of Halloween 6, the producer's cut, which was a bootleg, it was very easy to tell what was different when you went from DVD quality to subpar VHS
quality. Yeah. See, that was your early days of flying overseas.
I got that off eBay. That one.
Yeah, your early days of going on a flight just to watch something.
Yeah. But you loved it.
I loved it too.
I mean, you take the piss out of me, then you're like, can I
Because
I
picked it up, yeah. Back in 20 minutes, you're supposed to be running the desk. Eat your fucking lunch there.
Yeah, as far as I know, the buses don't stop, mate.
Yeah. I like the fact
she's pretty quiet at the moment.
She's quiet. I mean, I think a bus stop at like 2 a.m. would probably be pretty quiet.
I don't know, mate. I don't know if you've ducked into the Jollymont Centre at 2 a.m, but there's still buses going.
I mean, Port Authority in New York, fuck. It's a hive of activity. And a lot of scumbags down there too, fuck. Some guy was eyeballing me and when I was there and going like this, Jared, I'll carry your bags for you.
No,
and I was like, no, you won't.
I got him. Thank you.
I've got him covered. Look at me. I can handle it. I'm going over here. Fucking just about ran out of the place. Great times.
Who's retiring?
As Chief Administrator of Smith's Grove.
Retiring as a Man in Black. See, we laugh at the whole Man in Black, but then that's what we're led to believe happens, right? Or does...
What? Led to believe what happens?
I mean, once we get to the end, in the producer's cut, we get the whole fucking scenario of... See, I could never kind of catch on. I thought it was better that, Loomis is now the Man in Black, but then there's part of it that's like, is Loomis now Myers? Because if that's the case, I think the murders are going to significantly decrease. Yeah. It wasn't a wise choice.
No, I believe that the ending is a little bit more ambiguous. Well, then again, what was the green shit that came out of his face in the theatrical?
Well, that's not in here.
I know, but like that was ambiguous too.
Was it?
Yeah. What was it? I think
that was just pretty clear.
Evil.
No fucking idea how to change the script. So let's just do something.
Was it is evil greed?
Yeah, and if you inject more evil into someone who's already overdosed on evil, it slows him down for a little bit.
Yeah. But then Loomis screams at the end of the other version.
Which is in this part when he's being given the bloody mark of the
Thorn.
Mark of Thorn. Which was on Myers, which would suggest that he's now Michael Myers.
Oh, fucking hell, I can't wait to get to this bit because, quite frankly, all you'll hear is people scratching their fucking heads.
Yeah. You'll just hear a bit of, huh?
And just to apologise to everyone, you may hear me scratching my balls on a couple of occasions
I've already heard that a couple of times, I think.
All right,
So
so
we're still in the
Jamie's
train
still in
station.
the train station, still got the baby, still alive, because, again, the previous version, she dies out on the road.
Yes.
So she's still there. Is this Loomis? Oh, he's still got a gun, as
Of
always.
course, stay prepared.
Stay prepared.
You never know when Michael's going to turn up for the 5th time.
I don't think he's pulling it. Keep it at a close distance to your hand. So I don't think Loomis is pulling it with any speed. So Jamie has a bigger role. See, you could have used the girl who was originally in it.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of a little bit surprised they didn't go with her.
Well, I think it was a money thing, wasn't it? They just
Well, fuck.
didn't want to offer up, so they.
I'm surprised. I would wonder what her price would have been, but I don't think it would have been that high. It just would have been higher than what they were originally asked.
It would have been higher than what they were able to get.
I believe they were offering scale.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the way that fucking Weinsteins were working back then.
Yeah.
Work for scale. I think at one point, I mean, there's a lot of shit in the Taking Shape books about this movie.
Mm.
There's a substantial, and they talk quite a bit about the Weinsteins fucking doing all sorts of dodgy processes and shit, and studio notes that they were getting, and all this kind of crap.
So good to see Michael hasn't had the opportunity to have plastic surgery, even though he seems to be living in a hospital.
Yeah. I like the fact
Loomis
that he's
got it.
checking which toilet to use.
Yeah.
He's pushing
I'm
over
about to drop it.
Hey, look, you know what?
Dropping a couple of tacos in
When-
it.
When I'm at work, that's what I do. Because you never know.
Yeah, you just
There's
not
some
sure.
pretty filthy motherfuckers
You're
going
just
around.
not sure when you're going to walk in on a triple decker.
And you don't want to sit down and then realise, the seat's warm. Some guy just recently got.
Jesus, Michael Myers has just left.
Yeah. Michael's bare ass has just been on here. Okay, so then the chase is on. Jamie being chased by Michael in what's considered to be a morgue van of some kind.
And then we're at the farmhouse.
Yeah, we're at the farmhouse, yep. Okay, so this is...
Explains why the bus station's closed if this is just a short proximity.
Yeah.
Bus station, obviously very small in Haddenfield.
So she crashes the car. So this is where she died in the original.
Good to see that
Yeah.
they've given up on Halloween and don't celebrate it, but
There's
somebody in
pumpkin-
Haddenfield
there's
decided
a pile
that
of pumpkins.
they need to have more pumpkins
Is this a
than
pumpkin
anybody.
farm? Because fuck, these guys would be out of business if you're not celebrating Halloween.
Yeah. They've rolled into Haddenfield and thought pumpkin farm. That's the best business idea we've got.
Greatest idea we've got going. So she still got the baby, or she left it? She left it at the hospital.
It's at the
Train station,
bus station.
hospital. Fuck,
It's the bus station.
bus
The
station.
baby's at the bus station.
Okay.
Her all good sense and reasoning is still at the hospital.
Yeah, it was removed during the procedure to give birth.
Yeah, we did a procedure on
They
the
said,
script. And
she was like, should you take out my common sense gland? And they were like, yeah, we better.
Yeah, we've
because
done that
fuck,
already.
they wish they could have removed it from all the audience members.
Yeah, that's what was needed to make this make any sort of sense.
That's not Michael, is it?
So why do we have shitloads of hay if we've obviously there's no livestock, we're just growing pumpkins.
No. I know. She's been stabbed.
Yep.
Michael, you're usually better than this, though. You usually make sure of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A few more fucking stabs to the chest.
Yep. I guess one of the problems with this too was stuff like that when you're coming from a place where everything else in the series had pretty much just been straightforward stalk and slash.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about, you can't have the baby.
Oh,
Michael.
so Michael's such a dummy that he thought a fucking roll of paper towel was a baby.
It's Chuck's, mate. It's not a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like just coming
It's
from that
round.
and seeing her saying things like, "You can't have the baby." We're sitting there going, "Why does he want the baby?" Like,
Yeah. Here's my favourite character.
Fuck this guy.
Get the hell off my property, you bastards! Captain Asshole. Here we go.
I love that he's actually standing out there with an axe.
But I like the fact that he's in his fucking. I mean, I don't go outside
That
in my
sign-
robe.
That sign
Ever.
looks like you just yank it out of the ground, doesn't it?
You do. You don't
He's turned up with the
fucking
axe.
pull out an
Again,
axe.
why have we got fucking pumpkins on the front lawn if the town doesn't celebrate Halloween?
No,
I don't
but
get it.
aren't
I
they
don't get
saying
it.
that they
Oh, they're
are
bringing it back.
celebrating?
Yeah,
They're bringing
that's
it back.
right. They're bringing it back.
See, this is what I liked about
It's like bringing sexy back.
Not quite the same. Because I don't think they're really bringing Halloween back like they're bringing sexy back.
Well, judging by that robe, they brought sexy back a long time ago. So
The fact that he was in a robe, socks, and a pair of fucking thongs. They talk about sexy. Holy shit.
yeah, sexy's back. We don't even need to. We don't need to worry about
Yeah.
that.
Forget about
It's
Halloween.
time to move on to Halloween now. Sexy tick.
You think that's what he told him? Fuck Halloween, sexy's back.
I think, obviously, looking at the bloke,
Hey,
that's exactly what happened.
Hang on a second. That was what I liked about it. Well, sorry, we've jumped a bit further ahead, but that's that shot where they show the street
Yeah.
looked like fucking Haddenfield.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I some of that they got right.
and that's part of that's where I started to come around to 6 over 5. It took
Is
a
it
while.
because 5 didn't bother to do any of that?
No, I think.
Because 5
Excuse
did
me.
not bother to do any of that.
Yes, correct. I think I blamed 5. I think I blamed part or I blamed part 6 on the failings of part 5 for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when I sit back and look at them, I still think part 6 is probably just a better made movie in some ways.
Yeah. Oh, so fuck, he's back at the hospital. He looks like he can't get out of bed.
The only reason he's back at the hospital is for treatment. He's not doing any work himself.
It's good to have you back now. Get a robe on and get into bed.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And because we've already brought it back, you get a sexy robe. Like,
Yeah, it's been dazzled. It's
done.
fucking, it's like fucking, it's glittery. It's
Yeah.
glittery robe. No, but there's only one sexy bag, and it's arsehole. It's Captain Arsehole.
yeah, that's right. He's brought it back. Everyone else is still working on
You
it.
know that he wakes up in the morning to fucking, I'm bringing
So,
sexy
so he's like, well, I
yeah.
managed to do it. You guys didn't, so let's just move on to Halloween.
Yeah. Okay, because nobody else can bring sexy back. Let's get Halloween back instead. Barry kicks ass.
Barry Sims.
Yeah, the Barry Sims stuff is bullshit. It doesn't work.
It's a misfire.
You didn't need it.
No.
Because Tommy gives a fucking full... and we don't need a full explanation about fucking Michael every movie.
No.
Like, this is the 6th film.
Yeah.
She barely fucking filled that glass of juice. I want a full glass.
Yeah, come on.
I don't
Jeez, are we
want
on rations or something? Fuck.
Is there a juice shortage? Because shit, I only got like a fucking
I'll tell you what we
mouthful.
can have. There's plenty of fucking pumpkins around, so we can have some pumpkin
Yeah,
juice if that's...
maybe it is pumpkin juice.
I love that he rolls in and the first thing he says is shitheads. Shitheads. Like,
I showed them what? I fucking stood out there in my robe with an axe.
yeah. This guy is just...
This characterization is so bad.
Yeah. You know, it's just one of those people, they're like, well, this guy's going to be in it for 5 minutes and he's going to be... But it's like the actor's gone to extra lengths to make him just a dick.
So what's my motivation? You're an asshole.
You're an arsehole. Good.
Perfect.
Got it?
Look.
But I'm a sexy arsehole.
Yeah, but you know what, though? That's the only way to go.
Yeah.
He's barely on screen
there's no
long
point,
enough.
There's no point spending time fucking rounding him out. Like,
Well, I want to know. I'm an actor. I go, so what are my shades?
are you telling me you want one of those things like in, Crystal Lake Memories where someone goes on about, you read about half a page about someone's motivations and then you watch it and you're like, you're the guy that got knocked over in about 10 seconds.
Yeah. It's like that, or the Josh Brolin story with Spielberg when he was in the Goonies. And he was like, he's 16 years old and he was telling Spielberg, when I'm coming up out of the cave, it's like coming out of my mother's womb. And Spielberg looked at him and said, how about you just act?
yeah.
And he
Just
said,
walk out of the cave.
Then
How's
he
that?
said, just do it. Do whatever's on the page. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I just fucking walked off and left him.
Yep.
And that's more what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
This is the lowest of the low. It's just it's a fucking 5-minute situation. Like he's getting a handful of pages max.
Yeah.
He's not
And
getting
he's
anything.
he's just made like in this small
He's
in the short
slapping
actions-
people, though.
Exactly. He's slapping his daughter. No, so is
it
it
his
daughter or stepdaughter?
stepdaughter?
I can't even remember. But yeah, like it's literally just fuck. That looks bad.
Yeah.
If they had done that in
Michael
some
seems to have an
semblance of
undershirt on,
shadow,
too.
it never looks good when you can see like that the mask isn't kind of like tucked in.
Because it shouldn't be
thing.
shot in the daytime.
Yeah, yeah. Unless it's Halloween 5 and he's shuffling behind a tree.
Yeah, I need to wee. I've been standing out here for way too long. I'm going to piss. No, this stuff here, I think when him looking out the window and the voice may have been sort of added here to that. But I do remember him holding the knife too.
I can see why they cut looking out the window out there, because even though it's a split second, it's just like that looks bad.
It's the sort of thing where the kid looks out the window and Michael goes, "Oh shit!" I didn't realise I was just
shit.
out
I haven't even had time to tuck my mask in.
Yeah. Mate, I was just getting up in the morning. Okay, so we're introduced to a number of characters who bring nothing to the table here.
Yeah.
Which is a problem. One of the things that I found interesting in taking shape was they were kind of talking about her, Cara, as being one of the better final girls and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't mind her, but it's hard to like put them in those kind of conversations when the movie's so bad in comparison to some of the other ones.
Would you say the dialogue here was bad? I think it's very stilted. The dialogue, it's very stiff.
Yes.
It doesn't feel natural. Ever.
Well, fuck. Nothing about the movie feels natural. We're talking about cults and fucking.
That's natural. It's purely. That's fucking normal day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. Well, last time I went to Canberra Hospital, there was fucking. I think I saw someone in a
when
robe
I went to have
ducking off into a back exit.
When I went to have my fucking, colonoscopy and endoscopy. They took me down into a cabin beneath the fucking hospital.
And they said, this is going to feel something like watching Halloween 6, the producers.
What, having something shoved up my ass? And they said, you know what, it probably feels better than watching Halloween 6. I'm not going to lie.
She's not my daughter anymore. I mean, Jesus, could you make the character...
Is she his daughter?
You couldn't make the character any more despicable. I think she is.
I think she is, yeah. That guy's always staring.
Tommy... Paul Rudd. It tells you how good a bloke Paul Rudd must be that he managed an extremely successful career after this.
Well, he still takes a bit of shit about this too.
Yeah, he does.
He's all right about it.
I would have loved to have seen him come back.
I think that would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because it would have been coming back around.
Yep.
And it would have just shown that, you know what?
This is Blankenship raking up about 4 leaves on what looks like about an acre of yard.
Work harder. I know you're old. Hire somebody. You can hire a kid down the street for like $4.
Exactly.
No.
Well, fuck, Tommy's not doing anything. Get him out here.
Yeah, no, he's doing something. He's standing at the window fucking leering 8 hours a day. I think that's the job, Jared. But it would have been cool to see him come back because it would have been like, it's come full circle, but it also shows that we're not, we're not taking this shit too fucking seriously.
As far as I know, he still has like a positive outlook on this because it was like the start of a career.
Well, he didn't. I think he said that's how he got his SAG card.
Yeah, exactly.
So
talking about looking for a silver lining. Say something nice.
What
do you think about this job? I got a SAG card.
Yeah.
Okay.
They almost took it off me when they saw it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They saw it. They said you're never working in this town again. So.
Okay, so he checked the tape.
Yes.
And from the phone call she made, and he heard
an announcement for
a fucking non-existent bus
by someone that wasn't at the desk at the time, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, a fucking disembodied voice. Come on, guys.
They were on a break. That was pretty clear, wasn't
20 minutes, too. Yes, look, Paul Rudd is not good in this. He's not.
But what does he have to do?
Nothing. He's got nothing to work with.
He leers, and then I actually think he's okay, but it's just like, what do you get?
Who are you paying to clean the place? There's a fucking dirty, great wad of blood everywhere.
It looks
It's
like
fucking everywhere. Look at it.
looks like a fucking butcher's shop.
If you were the guy wielding the mop, you'd be like, I think someone's been murdered.
How did Michael not find this?
Yeah, no, Michael was too busy looking at a fucking roll of chucks and thinking that's a baby.
That's right. Of course. Don't follow the blood trail.
You can imagine him coming back to the fucking lair and telling the man in black, look, she fucking fooled me.
She fooled me. What did she do?
Use? A baby? Another.
She carried a roll of chucks out of the joint. No, she
Michael.
got me.
Jesus, I'm going to have to replace you with Dr. Loomis.
It also makes me laugh that this is the only time the baby's cried since last night.
Yeah. But are we also to believe that there hasn't been that many people at the bus stop?
Well, did you see the joint when he walked in?
It looked pretty fucking...
It looked pretty busy.
It was going off. It was going off. But
it's a public transport joint. When the bathrooms at a joint like this, the second a bus arrives, 25 people walk into the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. It gets fucking hammered. Like, if you're cleaning toilets, which nobody is in this place, look at it. It's fucking disgusting.
Looks like someone shat in a sink.
Well, I mean, there was blood on the seat.
This one also makes me laugh. How long did Michael spend putting the symbol of thought into the hay?
He's burning it. Next thing you know, it's fucking catching fire everywhere else.
Yeah.
They had a much better idea, I believe, though. It was going to be burned into the cornfield, which I think would have looked a bit much cooler.
Well, it would have looked cooler.
That they were standing in. Yeah.
Did Michael do that?
I know, it's a coordinated burn. Like, it actually has to be done properly.
It's almost like it's like setting up a fucking fireworks show. It requires a team, Adam.
You cannot just fucking burn the spot and it turns the right way.
Yeah. I love that this bloke just tells him, get back to your crack pot of silence. Yeah. Thanks, mate.
He's kind of a half-baked Tom Atkins.
Yeah, you look like you've been here since the first time Michael Myers showed up. Have some idea of what I was doing at the time.
I would be saying...
Before I was yelling at children in hospitals around town. I would have been
saying to Loomis, you have single-handedly drawn that prick to this place for 15 years.
Yeah, but that's
Maybe
not
you should go somewhere else.
That's not right. I'd say check under the hospital where his relatives are still hanging out. That's why he's coming back.
Yeah, true. Barry Sims tonight, live in person. Okay, set the tone. We know that Baz is going to be in town.
Good.
Tonight's going to be killer.
Can we run him out of the joint?
Yeah, tell Barry to fuck off. Yeah, the dialogue sucks, Jared. I've just looked at that bit there. Tonight's going to be killer. Oh, I've lost my term paper.
Well, wasn't he the same guy that was sitting there talking about, hey, how you doing, G, or something on the phone with his mate?
Yeah.
A few minutes ago.
Oh, fucking hell. What's Danny been drawing?
Jesus Christ.
I am crushing that up and putting it in the nearest bin. Like it never happened, Jared.
Yeah.
Never happened. What drawings? He never gave
Who drew
me
them? Oh, I did that. I was just doodling.
Yeah, look, we were doodling together. I decided to draw a whole family murdered. He drew like people holding hands in a sunset.
Oh, yeah, we just we were playing a little sort of, Mr. Squiggle, and I drew a cursed bloodline.
What's happening here?
Just a couple of people getting it on at the,
She looks over and goes, oh, I wish I was that. I was in those clutches. Is that what she was looking at? Oh, my God. Now, I think this is new.
Again, if that's a university, I've never seen a fucking university campus that quiet. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to college in America, but I'm led to believe there's a lot more people in America than Australia.
I went there when my daughter was overseas for a year at the university, and fuck me, there was people everywhere.
Crawling.
Everywhere.
The joint's crawling.
Yeah, it was crawling. It's my baby. There's been an accident.
Get me a doctor. I love that bit. That's where Rudd's really earning that SAG card.
Then he goes like this.
Shit.
Shit. Oh, okay. Dr. Wynn's been called away mysteriously.
Okay, again, we're taking that to levels I think the Colt's using beepers.
Yeah, but on the beeper it says
Beep, 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 beep.
she escaped. Michael thought it was a fucking roll of chucks. And there's beep, 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 a roll of chucks.
Fuck.
We need to do something about this bloke.
Sorry, Loomis. I've got to go.
Yeah, I've got to go. I've got some problems. A few things going on. I don't, trying to put out some spot fires, so to speak. Okay, so this is how these guys hook up. The baby's now in their care, which, fuck, Jared, imagine being in the care of the psychopath across the road and the fucking doctor who's loose.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking Loomis.
You got Peeping Tommy and fucking Peeping Tommy and Dr. Loomis, who
hasn't had his full fucking
barely been able to care
for about
himself
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, the Strodes are
living in the Mars house.
What?
We're tying it all together.
Okay, so it's just a theory.
That's him.
I thought it was it a campus rally or was it a fucking DJ Sims?
Well, it's a
Barry Sims is bullshit.
Bowser Sims at the campus. Like, fuck. Campus rally. Cross.
Because that sounds like a protest.
Yeah.
like we're protesting Barry Sims.
Yep. Now, this is one of the sequences where there's a couple of moments that I actually do.
Oh, really? This will be interesting.
Well,
why
you get
have
one
we
of the
got
few...
all the pumpkins?
Because we're bringing it back, Adam.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
There's the portion with the axe that I actually like, which is kind of mirroring the shot of Captain Arsehole previously cutting down the steak that he could have just yanked out of the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
You've taken 5 minutes to cut it with an axe.
Dude, you are coming across as an even bigger dickhead.
Yep.
So she goes down to the basement. Look, it's too well lit, Jared. Like, it should be darker.
A little bit of darkness.
Yeah, just put. I mean, I know it's during the
but
day.
You know,
but
when they did the night stuff with Rick Rude, they were like, "Oh, we didn't get to see the Jerry curls in all their glory." So
hey, in the original cut, Rick Rude gets his head torn in half or something, or squashed or something, which I missed, Jared. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I could have done with a bit of that.
that.
She just tried to squeeze those sheets dry.
Oh my God, that's why it's called a fucking spin cycle, asshole. Shit. Okay, so the power's out.
Power's out, but I mean, when you
power.
take the thing out, squeezing it's not going to help.
No, it's not.
You can feel whether it's wet or dry.
What you need to do is
shit, here we go. There's water up to my ass. Fucking ream hot water.
I'm going to gas. You know what? The best way to wring out your wet clothing is to use jiu-jitsu.
That's what I'm led to believe. That, in Gotham City, with the Gotham City style of drying your clothes.
You kick the Christ out of your clothes.
You can kind of you fling it like you're about to whip somebody on the ass with it. And it'll just dry out just like that.
That is the fucking most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. All right, so now she's being stalked by Michael. So
here's where we need a little more of him, though. Right?
We need him in the background,
a little bit of darkness, a little bit of background. I think he pops up once. Oh shit!
You scared me. Oh, is everything all right? No, I've just had a fucking light stroke.
My fucking washing's still wet.
My washing's fucked. My machine's fucked. My husband's going to come home and start slapping everybody if he finds out.
It's just a shit show.
The whole thing's a disaster. Okay, so Tommy takes the child back to his own place.
Yes.
And to show it,
you just lay on the bed for a minute. I've got some peeping to do. And then I'll get back to it.
Yeah. The baby's sort of gurgling on the bed and he's here going, work it. Looking out the window like a scumbag. Honestly, Tommy. Okay, here's Mrs. Blankenship because she's living.
She's walking around like she should be.
She looks like fucking Frankenstein.
Yeah, she should not be. Are we led to believe that she's kind of like renting rooms out to everybody else?
Yeah. The way I'd have him fucking raking up my leaves.
Yeah,
because he's living there. So Loomis comes over with a fucking dossier here to discuss.
Well,
Have a look at this.
apparently everywhere he goes, he's got a dossier.
Yeah. In my car, I've got a box full of files. Let's go through it. So now we're trying to explain where his evil and shit came from. It grew inside him. Contaminated his soul.
Mm.
What makes you think he'll come back here? Okay, so... Right, so his rage, he'll come back to the house, Jared.
Pleasance is just a ball of rage.
He's
you're talking about Michael.
Yeah.
So-
No, Loomis is also a ball of rage.
Loomis is also a
She's
ball
like,
of
you know
rage.
what? I feel uncomfortable with you around too.
Yeah. I mean, she's calling the cops the second he turns up.
Oh. Okay, so
We're
Jamie's
back to the
alive.
Hospital.
Jamie's alive.
Yes.
Now she was...
Jesus Christ. That's a large knife.
So they're removing the large knife. So Michael didn't even bother to take it out.
Well, he's got fucking hay to burn out of.
Oh, no, he's like, fuck, I am on the clock.
I'm on the clock
I've
here.
got to burn... What did they say? A thorn symbol into some bales of hay. Fuck. Ah, here he is. Straight realty.
So this is where we start getting Michael back in the mix, right? I do like a couple of these moments.
Oh, where she comes back here and he's behind her, is he? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's handy.
And Wilbur's,
standing in the
George P.
back.
Wilbur's out of focus, which is probably good for
Yeah.
you at this point.
It's
'cause
for
you
his
are-
best. It's the best
Is this
thing.
your least favourite, Michael?
Yes. Yes, by far.
Yeah.
The guy in H2O wasn't great either, but only because he wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
He was tall, but he was lean.
This Mask 2 is actually better than
Plus,
4
they did
and 5.
in 7. They did use a fucking CGI mask. So,
Only once. It was one of 4 masks.
but still, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah. They used this one for the opening bit with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Did they?
Yeah, they used it. The one in that sequence looks.
Why
just
didn't
like
they
this.
just fucking keep it?
I don't know. Fuck, you tell me.
Because there it is.
And then they get for the rest of the movie, they cut between that puffy one and the like every time there's a close up, they go with like a redone version, but everything else was shot with that puffy, like the marshmallow looking one.
This bloke straight on the fucking piss. He gets off the
Oh,
phone
of
with his
course.
wife and goes, Christ, I can barely handle
fuck,
things.
I can
better get
barely
on the
talk
piss."
to my wife. Life is not worth
Life
living.
isn't worth
like,
living. I better
Jesus.
get home and have my head blown up.
Oh my.
So it is his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, she's packing a bag
Yeah.
to get out of there. Look, I think it's probably best to just leave.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the fucking bag.
Just get out of the
Michael's not going to burn your shit or take any of it.
No. Oh
You
yeah,
think-
your favorite pair of jeans might have a thorn symbol burned into the bum of them or something.
but that would have been considered cool back in fucking 95.
Well, Barry Sims would have liked it.
I mean, let's be honest, Jared, if you weren't wearing fucking red 26 jeans or whatever they were called, those ones that were fucking big and sort of
Oversized,
bulky.
yeah,
oversized. You would have worn them, wouldn't you?
No, fuck no. You were
Fubu,
more into the fashion
Yeah,
stuff than I was.
bullshit.
You would have had a fucking.
I had hair problems.
You had a couple of Cuda Lines shirts. And things
I
like
always
that.
loved a little bit of Stussy, mate. I was a Stussy guy.
There you go.
Or a Mossimo. Maybe you throw in some Mossimo. Hey? I could always get into some of that stuff.
She's in her running shoes, but she's shuffling.
She
like
is
she's-
not moving quickly.
No, not at all.
She's not about to win a fucking hungy
Yeah. So I do like the shot that comes out of this one too.
where she pulls down the sheet
Yeah.
and he's standing there.
Yep.
What are you doing? Get onto your feet, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks cool.
It's about the best Michael looks in the daytime in this one.
Yeah, it's still not great because, again, the mask isn't tucked in properly. Okay, everyone's gearing up. We're all...
Yep. Barry Sims.
Barry's
is-
coming and making dodgy
starting to
jokes about
spread.
coming.
What more do you expect from a guy of like Barry Sims caliber? Oh, God,
here we
that
go.
looks
So
terrible.
this-
Speaking of don't do it in the daytime.
Those guys.
Again, all I can imagine is someone popping
Has
out
he
going,
got
"Hey,
like a fucking
what
stocking?
are you doing out there?"
Has he got- yeah. Get
That's
the
a
fuck
stocking.
off my front lawn.
Yeah, that's a stocking over his head.
He's got a stocking over his
Hey,
head.
you in the black, what are you doing there? Oh shit! Back in the car.
Sorry, sir. I'm moving on right now.
It's just so stupid.
I think we see them again, don't we?
This stuff is
So this
this
looks
stuff
like
is clearly
Haddenfield.
trying to echo part one with all the the scenes of walking down the street and stuff like that.
But I like it.
Yeah,
It looks good.
It looks like what we'd expect it to look like. Just a lot more pumpkins.
Yeah, a lot of pumpkins, but not. But it feels like Halloween.
I mean, Adam, when you make a decision like this, there's pockets of resistance, isn't there? There's still people there going, I was here in 78 and I'm not
I am
refused to
not
celebrate
putting
Halloween.
any pumpkins on my fucking front lawn. So Kara's come back from uni.
So
Does Haddenfield have a university?
Yeah, of course it does. It's got a bus
Haddenfield
station.
U.
It's big enough for I don't know, is it junior college?
It's got
something like
HU.
that?
Must be a fucking, definitely a community college, Jared. It's definitely a community college.
Okay.
They're definitely not playing, any sort of, they're not high ranking.
They're not playing
anyway.
Duke in
No, they're not. No,
in the
they're
Final
not.
Four.
They are not even looking at Duke.
No, look. So give me the rundown on what the reasoning was by when you read about her being classed as one of the better final girls.
I think they were saying that she was a single mum.
Yep.
Which was a first.
Point
the
of
series.
difference. Yep.
And I think they were just more about she's strong, she's resilient, she's got smarts, things like this. And I think
when you go to HU, that's debatable, isn't it?
When your resume says I graduated from HU, and they're like, "Isn't that a community college up in bloody?"
No,
Haddenfield?"
graduated from HU, first job, McDonald's. That's where we're going, isn't it?
Recently worked at McDonald's. No, I think they were kind of saying she was strong. She seemed like she was smart and capable, which to a degree is correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why are all those knives pointed upwards? I mean, you cannot drive them like that.
Safety
Someone is going to
first.
get hurt.
Safety first.
Fucking who puts them in the drying rack like that?
Nobody. Yeah, look, I take that point, but it's just like you said, it's one of those ones where she doesn't have any. I would say she doesn't have any memorable lines. She doesn't have particularly memorable scenes.
Jared, I think the characterization is too thin.
Yeah.
So I think those things are meant to be there.
Yes.
And I do like the fact that she's a single mother. I
Certainly
think
points that are positive, but it's just in
she's a single mother who's doing it tough and obviously trying to get back on her feet.
Yeah.
I do like all that.
Yeah.
But I think that beyond that, the characterization is really thin. She doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
Even when when the whips are cracking later.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't even get a small bag of fucking white rocks and put them in front of Michael's feet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then who else in the series is in kind of a less, like, obviously you're going to have Laurie above her if you're ranking them, and she's been in half the fucking series.
Yes.
And then you got Jamie, who's kind of in that role with the assistance of other people.
Well, there was always Loomis
Yeah.
who filled that role. The protector, the strong.
Yeah. But,
You
I
know.
mean, obviously Jamie had Rachel in part 4.
Yeah, and then she had that lunatic in part 5.
Yeah, so she's probably
Fucking
there's-
annoying woman.
she's
in
ahead of
part
that
5.
one. And then we got Resurrection, so she's ahead of anybody in Resurrection.
Oh, yeah, because that one they basically don't even bother with. The sort of the protagonist is very weak and very bland.
Oh, what's this guy doing in my room? Like, get the fuck out of my...
Yeah.
Every step Tommy has made up to this point makes you think she walks in and says, where's that rack of knives
Yeah,
that I just walked past
Yeah.
earlier? Because you need to get the fuck out
What
of here.
the fuck are you doing in here?
Tommy's my new
Who
friend.
are you?
Yeah.
That's a better question.
So he whips out, you're in danger, come with me. She says,
goes-
I'm in danger from you.
Yeah. Now she goes, yep, no worries. I'll come with you.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Talk like didn't even have to twist her arm.
No.
Does it? Oh, hello, Mrs. Blankenship. Fucking. Yeah.
Mrs. Blankenship should have been someone that was in another room because it's treated like there's nothing left going on up there.
Yes, I agree. I think. Oh, we should have given her some lines. Made her
Well,
like
I think the whole point is, she's a clueless
No, but
Clueless.
made her a kindly old lady who's helping him out, and then she switches.
Yeah, either way. I don't mind playing it as if, okay, so her mental sort of stability is falling apart.
Yeah.
And she's being looked after by someone in this situation as well.
Who? Who's looking after her?
Well, I don't know. Someone
Dr.
who's running
Wynn?
this household. Tommy should have been looking after her, I think.
No, Tommy can't look after himself.
No, well, you just throw another character in who's fucking cheaply knocked off. That's where Mr. Wilbur doesn't look at his finest.
No.
That's where it looks like what you're saying, that he's
looking a bit
Michael's-
portly. He's looking portly. He doesn't actually look
how
like
you
he
wanna
wants
put
to
it.
be out there. He's thinking to himself, you know what? Why am I still on the
He
clock at
looks like
fucking
he's
10?
sitting there going, I'm standing out in what looks like lightning and thunder. I need a coat.
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
something.
Yeah, Dr. Wynn, we need to talk.
Yeah. Win, give me that coat you're wearing. It looks
One
like
of them, you've got several.
Yeah. Doyle's like,
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's a baby.
Where'd you get the bottle from, Tommy? He's obviously been shopping. He's obviously been down to Walgreens.
No, knowing Tommy, he got fucking 2%. It's fucking in the bottle.
Yeah.
It wasn't formula. He got
What's
fucking
in here?
2%
Chocolate milk.
Oh, it's a move. I thought the fucking kid would love it. Okay, so this is what sucks about all this.
Yeah,
Right?
she's still.
She is
Amy's
alive.
Still kicking.
She has survived, but basically,
Flashbacks to the longest corridor in the history of corridors.
Again, where's this? This is a hospital.
Yeah. This is still.
What the fuck's going on here? You got a
It
bloke-
looks like a faithless video clip at this point. Or fucking, I don't know.
It looks like fucking a magician from the ye olden days is there in front of the thing,
Yeah.
going, "Look."
Yeah.
So
That or the Prodigy.
Yeah,
Fire
yeah.
starter.
Okay,
Here we
okay.
go. Oh, speaking of fire, here we go again.
So hang on, is this where we're led to believe that Michael impregnated her?
Yes.
Oh,
This is the
dear.
one where it kind
Come
of very clearly puts that on the table.
Oh god!
And while this is happening, the man in black must have his arms
Yeah,
extended
yeah,
and reaching for the
Impregnate her.
God. Yeah, this is.
Oh my god! Like this is the lowest ebb
Mm.
of the series. This is horrid. That you're saying that a psychopathic murderer that basically can't even think for himself, according
Yeah.
to what we've got,
Yeah.
has been basically told to impregnate. How old is she? See, this is bullshit. Like, we keep her alive to only have her fucking shot in the head.
Yeah, there's no point to it, right? It's a pretty.
She does nothing, whereas I could have seen it being her. Yeah, I think it would have actually worked better with her teaming up with Tommy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Daniel Farrens was
Then we could have had-
supposedly like, a huge fan of the series. He should have understood that that's probably not going to go down well, like treating that character like that.
But it means we could have got Danielle Harris.
Yeah. Yep.
Then?
Yep.
Yeah, that could have worked.
He's programmed all the runes.
Did you notice he was putting together a small sack of rocks?
Yes, yeah, of course.
To prepare himself.
Demon that spread sickness, destroyed crops.
Death to hundreds of thousands of people.
Any pestilence?
Yeah, there's got to be
There's
pestilence
gotta
and
be
famine
pestilence in there
for
somewhere.
Christ's sake. You're not doing your job properly.
That's right.
There's no pestilence
Last time I
involved.
checked, pestilence and famine were in the job description.
Well, that's what you lead with. Pestilence. I don't even know what it is. But you lead with it because it sounds good.
Yeah, that's the core responsibility.
And you open with, I unleash pestilence on you.
That's right.
And then you get to the real shit like famine and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Maybe that's why Michael's still mad. He's done the killing and all that sort of stuff, but we still can't manage to work up the pestilence and famine. That's why he's still going.
Yeah, he's thinking, surely it's going to happen soon. Now he's got quite the fucking like online presence.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like that. There's parts of this where I don't like the everything's kind of greeny, kind of very. Everything's a very autumn tones.
Yeah. It's shot through a fucking green filter or something.
It's
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
don't
Look,
love
I
it.
will say this. I think 5 and 6 both have directorial problems. Neither of them are good directors. Both of them didn't bring much style to it.
Saying Joe Chappelle should have been
Joe
overlooked. For this.
Chappelle. Well, Joe Chappelle's just a hired gun,
Yeah.
right? Dominic Athena-Gerard's the one that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that they brought a guy in who had no fucking interest in the series, basically, and it shows in what he delivered. And I thought he was hired because he was he had a European sensibility. He was European. It might have brought something new, but it doesn't even give it a much sort of punch.
It's not like during this point the series was like, oh, we need to really stretch what we're looking for.
No.
So when you gave it to him and he was just like, well, I'm going to do it this way and the Michael house is going to look gothic and all this sort of stuff, it's like, okay, is that what we wanted? At that time, I don't think it was.
The answer was no. Dwight H. Little's the only one who understood the brief for me. He's the only one out, apart from Carpenter in those first 6 films, who understood that just play it straight.
Yeah.
Right? Play it pretty straight. Use some darker lighting tones and stuff like that. Steer clear of the big, heavy violence, and you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah. Good God in heaven.
She gave birth 24 hours ago. Okay, so now we're at the... What did he call it?
This stuff looks all right.
The
too.
rally.
This shot.
Yeah, this is good.
It's pretty good. Like the slow-mo and the fire barrel.
The fire in the barrel.
All we needed was a group of blokes around and singing.
Yeah, take it back.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Where's that? Now Blankenship's found her voice.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not a bloody idiot. Tommy just won't talk to me. If he actually spoke to me, he'd find out that I can speak.
Yeah, have quite an interesting conversation if he took the time.
A great power and the spirits of the dead.
He just wanders in and says, "Hey, Mrs. B," and then fucks off. I never have time to talk back to him.
Hey, Mrs. B, I've just got a small baby. See ya. I'll get my own dinner.
Hey, Mrs. B, I've got a small baby. I stole that chocolate milk you were saving for.
Yeah. Is it all right to feed babies chocolate milk? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Having to ward off the evil spirits. See, again.
So, again, we're led to believe
that's
that
the man
in the hospital
black.
a handful of minutes ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there was a huge time difference there. We've got Wynn kind of strolling around, and now he's quickly managed to... Oh, no, that's Barry,
That's
isn't
Barry.
it? Fuck. What am I talking about?
Yeah, you don't even know what's
I
going
don't
on.
even know what's going on.
This is a great shot here behind Blankenship where you see Michael at the window,
Yeah.
I believe. This is one of the better shots. This is Joe Chappelle angling towards Craftsman even. I think he
has a couple of nice touches in this. Like there's
but
more stuff in this.
He's still a workman.
Yeah,
he's not a
still a
craftsman.
There's still more stuff in this that I like than in Part 5 in that regard.
Yeah. Well, it works better because it feels like Haddenfield. Whereas 5 was already on the back foot because it didn't feel like Haddenfield.
Look, I'm dying on this hill. That was still supposed to be Wynn.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, no, it was.
Because you look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was Wynn.
And then this Sims. Who's a fucking massive dildo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm wearing boxers. Yeah, mate.
Cool. Edgy.
Good one, Barry. You are fucking edgy, all right. That is so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, according to what we've seen on YouTube videos involving Corey Feldman, at this time...
He was on the gear.
At this time,
sure.
Howard Stern had much more elaborate sets and was wearing bald caps and fighting little people and all sorts of stuff.
And having fucking Corey Feldman furiously dance on stage next to him. Like...
This is
Howard
completely
was
tame.
off with the fucking fairies too. I think,
completely tame by Howard Stern. Sims has got nothing on Stern.
No. Now is this the same? Because I love him having his fucking head blown up.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I think there
and
is
how.
changes, but I think it's pretty close in the lead up, isn't it?
I don't know how your head explodes though. Like I think that's a fair
when
question.
you're as furious as him, Adam, and it's always on the verge of
Michael
exploding.
didn't actually kill him. He just got so fucking pissed off that his head exploded.
It's just it's on edge. So Michael only just had to do a little bit to make it just go.
Yeah, it just fucking blew him up.
When you're raging like he is.
Oh, you are.
Which I mean, shit, I'm on edge with that about the streaming service situation at the moment.
I know, I know.
Michael turned up here.
You were a fucking hair off having an exploding head. About fucking 2 hours ago, you were blowing up. But then when you told me it was 180 for HBO Max, I was like, what the fuck?
That's the discount.
I mean, thankfully
discount.
I did not pay for the first month, so I'm at the moment, I'm considering my options.
Yeah, but you better re-up for the 12 months because if you don't, it'll be 240 next month.
Fuck me. I better take... Oh, look at how much water's in there.
Yeah. Reem has not turned up. This is the after hours number. No bastards there to answer.
Yeah, I'm switching that gas. Fuck you.
I'm up to my ass in water.
How is it working when there's no power?
Good question.
Good question. Good question. Answer? It shouldn't be.
That's right. That's correct.
It's haunted. It's like the Mangler.
We've got two classic slashes in the one movie.
Remember the Mangler? Fuck me. How do you put your hand in an industrial laundry press? Fuck me.
Isn't the whole body supposed to be in there too?
What the fuck? Is that just the shit that was on the sheets from outside? I mean, there wasn't that much blood. Yes. Shoves a...
So there's another question. If Michael's... Again, the power's off, but it's on. Michael's still holding on to the electrical thing he was.
Did Michael turn the power back on? No. Fuck me. Yeah. His head doesn't explode.
Looks like a blackout to me. Yeah.
His head didn't explode. No.
So, Barry Sims.
Yeah, this wouldn't have been... I can tell you why Howard Stern wouldn't have done this. Because A, he's not an actor, but B, it's just so silly.
Yeah.
And this girl here has absolutely no character. She's just this bloke's girlfriend.
Yeah. Yep. Ugh. Sims. At least if you're going to have this sleazy kind of character, make a couple of laughs or something like that. He's just, I hate that character.
Yeah,
I really do.
He says, maybe she wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog. Like, it's so fucking low brow.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be edgy, but it's not even edgy. It's just stupid.
Yep.
And I think the character's unnecessary. Because he doesn't really play a big part in anything.
Nothing role.
But on reflection too, how does Michael know which fucking van he was in?
Just probably checked all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that you, Barry?
No, not you guys. So, tonight's your lucky night. Because normally, if I wasn't being led around by the cock by a colt,
if this was any other night,
I would have killed you guys.
This was any other night and my boss didn't have a sack of stones in his pocket, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, it was any fucking night. Any other night. Yeah, I just don't get why they had this guy. I think that they were hoping to use his radio show as a way to kind of get the Michael...
Yeah.
It's just one of those ideas
that, we're going to throw... Yes, that's right. They had, the radio stuff in the background and things like that.
But I think you could have done that with the voiceover and not really had to have all this.
Well, you still could have had a radio host and just cut this shit out.
Oh, no, he gets into Michael's span.
Still could have had those things about, like, you just could have had any old talkback host.
Yeah.
Chatting away.
Yeah, and not actually had him turn up.
Not have this part. Because essentially, when we get to this, it just serves to have a couple more people killed.
That's all.
Which we need, but we can find a fucking multitude of ways to make that happen, can't we?
Yeah. Oh, that's easy. And then they
You
use
got a
him.
whole hospital full of people.
Well, then they use him to hang him from the tree
yes,
and let blood.
which
fall down
again,
the
I like that part, but that can be any character that's fucking strung up from the tree. You can still have the rally. You work it out in some other way. Fuck, you're bringing Halloween back. It's just a town celebration or whatever.
Yes. But why did they have to do that shot? I don't believe that's in the theatrical cut where it's sort of after he's killed and we knew that it
Goes
was
to
Michael's van. We have a panning shot over to show that
To
his
the other
van
one.
was like six fucking cars away. That doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm sorry he turned out to be such an arsehole. What were we expecting?
Yeah.
Like, we've
Yes.
heard the bloke many times.
Yeah, none of that worked. And I'm not really sure where they decided to get that from. I think it's almost like let's bring it up to date a bit.
Yeah.
You know, the radio talkback stuff was, big in the 70s. I mean, like, who thought it was fucking big in the 90s? It wasn't.
70s.
Unless you were
You pick up more stuff like that too. Like that seems to echo the original Halloween.
Yeah, that's
the quickest
better.
route in history and all.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
them
that's
following
better
them
there.
up the stairs.
But even Rob Zombie did it better.
Oof, big call.
No, he did. There's a couple of sequences in the zombie one where he's standing behind the couch
Yeah,
and they're on it.
yeah.
And he pulls back.
That is actually some of my
It's
favourite
really,
stuff.
it's
in
really
the
cool.
remake.
Or the door. Like, she's on the ground in the doorway all stabbed and shit. And then
Shit,
the door
do we need to do a commentary on that one too?
I don't know if I can get through it.
Well, you can
As
get
long
through
as
it
we
better
watch
than,
the version.
you can get through it better than Zombies Part 2.
No, yeah, definitely. But
AKA the Rambling Man.
See, the problem. Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. That guy walking cross country. Yeah, I mean, Rob, that's what I wanted. I always wanted the one
begging
thing that
for.
was missing out of the Halloween mythology was to watch Michael walk across the fucking state.
Cross country. Yeah.
I don't know what fucking
I-
got into your mind on that.
I actually really like that. The kid.
The Raining Red.
Yeah. I think
It's
that is
creepy.
it's kind of creepy and it's not badly done.
Yeah. It's Joe Chappelle at his fucking finest.
Those effects don't look sharp though.
It's now badly done.
Okay, sorry, I went early there. I went a little bit early.
You
I've
dropped-
gone the
you
early
jumped
crow.
early and
I've gone the early crow and thrown the arms up 10 metres before the finish line. Someone's just fucking
Yeah,
sprinted past me.
no, I would I would say that I'd have to watch the zombie remake without the gratuitous rape sequence.
Yes.
We'd have to watch that.
Which was the
the director's cut. Yes.
Yeah, get rid of that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to see that shit.
No.
I-
It was just pointless and
It
one of the
was pointless.
stupidest things he added to it.
Yeah. But also the way he escapes in the other version is more plausible.
Yeah.
He's being moved.
Yep.
And he escapes.
I mean, he's done that many times
Yeah,
before.
oh, fuck. He loves getting moved. Whenever Michael hears someone say they're going to put Michael on a
It's
bus,
moving day.
he's like, "Fucking you." And look, that's kind of what I liked about it.
And where are you moving me? Smith's Grove to Smith's Grove?
Yeah. Well, actually, Michael, we're only taking you on a quick bus ride and bringing you back and putting you in a different cell.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I kind of liked about Halloween 2018. That was the standard stuff. But by the time Michael was being moved in that one, he was 60.
Yeah.
So the idea would have been, well, it's not a problem.
And Halloween 4, it was like, well, the bloke hasn't moved in
Yeah.
2 years.
He's a fucking vegetable. He hadn't moved in 10 years.
10 years, sorry.
So the idea made a little bit of sense that maybe we can move him. He's not a threat.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad.
But just we've hit the point in the movie where the two threads that we're going on are so fucking different.
Yeah, they're so far apart.
Yeah. And Tommy and Kara are on this track of runes, curses, the other two are fucking hanging out with Howard Stern. Like,
yeah. There's no connection to any of it, right? And Beth, like again, Beth, and what was the other guy's name? What's her boyfriend's name?
Fuck, I can't even remember. I only
What-
saw him two seconds ago. Tim, was that it?
Tim, yeah. Tim and Beth are just such a non-event as characters.
I'm across the street and I can see you,
Yeah.
but I have no concerns about the guy that I'm hanging out with who was looking at me through this.
I mean,
camera.
this could have been worked for good effect,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's worked badly. It could have been a rear window type of thing.
You can see what they're going through by doing this whole killing through the camera. And it's a fail. It could have been awesome.
Yeah. And fuck, Danny moves quick.
Yeah, he's got a bit of pepper. He doesn't take after his grandmother.
Yes.
Who moved at a very sluggish pace.
Yeah, she was not moving quickly.
And then we come across, we're ready to
This
just
is
hit
where things are sort of combining now.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, but the other two
But
have
yet
the other two have just been killed. So
Yeah. Well, we were combining, but we are.
no, we weren't combining. They were periphery. They were
All we're
always
doing is cutting
we're
away
just pruning the other two.
We're pruning away one stream.
Yeah.
Right, we're pruning that.
She's got the fire poker of fucking doom there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Michael's going to crap himself when he
stride.
sees that
I
coming.
need something bigger,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
axe that was used.
Yep.
See, again, some of this could have been all right too, Jared. It's a little darker.
Yep.
We're
Still
working
looking green
in the
and
hallways. It's a little
orange.
green. It's a little green. But it's darker, so we could have Michael behind her, or we could have done a few different things. I mean, it's not that hard, right? There's and I'll tell you the one that I always when I finally got a Blu-ray version of it and I could see it better. The sequence in 4
Yeah.
where the cop sits down on the rocking chair.
Yes.
And everything in the background is dark, and then just for a split second you see the mask go,
Yeah. And it looks
and then
really
disappears. It's really cool. It's just he's there.
good. Wait till you see it in 4K, Adam. Fuck.
Fucking hell, eyes are shit's popping.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know until I got a Blu-ray. I didn't
Oh,
realise.
Adam,
what she had
VHS,
her
I didn't know
boobs
the
out.
bloke. VHS,
In
I
the
didn't know
first
the bloke was in a rocking chair.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was letterbox.
But yeah, that's right.
Oh,
It
shit.
took us. It took us until we got a Blu-ray of Halloween 1
To
that you
work
could see
out
a
that
nipple.
Judith Myers was actually naked. So the quality of these has given rise to seeing some of the issues with
Yeah.
it too. That's
Well,
the problem.
but also seeing some of the stuff in the better ones that
Yeah.
you hadn't even given it credit for.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
certain parts.
What's Danny up to? He's just sitting around, doesn't know what's going on. He's been talking to Mrs. Blankenship
Yeah.
all afternoon. Here's Michael.
He's got his. Oh, the mask is semi-tucked.
But also, Michael had to go sideways to get through that fucking doorway. Didn't you,
really
mate?
Kicking it in. You're not happy
He's
with
not
Wilbur in this.
svelte, Jared.
Yeah.
Like, I need a svelte Michael. Like, he doesn't have to look like Jason, like the fucking huge hulking.
Well, we're led to believe the guy doesn't need to eat.
Well, other than dogs, he's eaten a couple of
That's
dogs.
Right. That's right.
in his
Couple
time.
of dogs. When he gets desperate.
Oh, that's Mum. Shit.
Yeah.
Cactus.
Cactus.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
there.
you're right. He looks
He's
pretty
portly.
thick.
He's thick through the
Not in a
hips
good way.
and
though.
the midsection,
Yeah.
I would have said. And he's walking like this. He's
How's that? Go, oh, jeez, yeah, he can't even.
He's walking like this, Jared. He's swinging his
a
arms.
little bit of a Frankenstein.
Yeah, he's
kind
got
of-
a slight, like he's carrying luggage.
Yeah.
So I don't. He doesn't work for me.
No, I can understand that. I don't think it's my favourite either. I think it is one of the better masks.
He's better in 4.
Yeah, he is. But I think, overall, the mask in this one looks all right. The Michael, not peak.
Not so good.
Not peak.
I believe though in 4, they had used one of the guys who played Jason. Very
Tom
briefly,
Morga.
Tom Morga, when he's
Yes.
in when he's in the diner.
The rapping and everything. Yeah.
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 That was Tom Morga.
Yeah.
And I thought Tom Morga looked all right,
Yeah.
personally. Again, a little taller and less, like, huge. But Michael's not meant to be huge.
No.
Like, Jason is meant to be huge. Right, you're supposed to, like, Jason, you've been living off the fucking land for
When
25
you're a
years.
survivalist and you're eating, good stuff. You're just growing your own food
Protein.
and catching rabbits and
Protein.
fish and
Protein.
Yeah.
What are we having for dinner tonight? Protein? Yes, we're having protein.
yeah.
Like,
Although judging by Jason's shack, that wasn't happening. but-
no, and the toilet in there.
Well, the shack looked terrible, but the toilet looked like he'd had plenty of protein.
Yeah.
Overload of protein.
Tip for young players out there: don't mix your protein with your fibre tablets.
Jason was doing a bit of that, you reckon?
Yeah, well, I have been.
When he was talking into Crystal Lake Pharmacy to pick up his fibre tablets.
I have been, and it's been.
Yeah, fucking fibre tablets.
I think the
Jesus
best word
Christ.
for it is unpleasant.
Yeah, I can see that. Michael looks like he probably should have been doing a bit of
Yeah,
that.
he probably could have done with some, laxatives and some other.
Here we go. We're about to burst through the door to the
See,
the greatest twist.
this could
The
have
hardest twist to pick in cinema history, or
but this could have been really suspenseful.
Yeah.
But it's so badly shot that it's not suspenseful at all.
where's the baby? What baby? Oh shit, that baby, Tommy.
I think Michael's got it. Shit. No, he raided the cupboard for some chucks. The baby must be with someone else.
Yeah, Michael's currently sifting through the laundry closet.
Carrying a fucking
for a baby.
25 pack of shit rolls. No, Michael. A fucking baby, not some toilet paper.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Nobody picked it.
Oh, I didn't even know. Not even on my radar.
No. There's only one bloke in Haddenfield shopping at fucking Coats R Us.
And he brings all his fucking minions. Win. You.
Wynn's looking at
Bastard.
him going, how did you not guess, you
Are
idiot?"
Blankenships involved?
Yes, of course she is.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
She reminds me of Pamela Voorhees.
Yeah, she does a little
A
bit.
little bit, yes. Oh, she's
Which is
leaped
why I
out the
could've-
window. Jesus.
Yeah, and a few echoes. You can see what he was doing, trying to go back to, Michael fucking going off the balcony. And
Yeah.
he's
no.
playing a few of the favourites.
Yeah, no, but he's
And this is
playing
where
them
we
off
just
key,
go to a
Jared.
completely different thing, right?
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're now in the bowels of hell.
We're in the bowels of hell, which is, again, the fucking candle person's been doing a fantastic
Working hard.
job.
And who dug that hole? Because fuck, that would have been some work.
Yeah.
That looks like solid stone. You'd need one of them fucking bloody drill type of things.
This is what makes me... This one fucking makes me laugh. Where is she? We've been drugged. We just kind of explain away the fact that she's disappeared and you two bozos are...
Look, Jared, I don't know about you, and I haven't been drugged a lot, but I think it's
A lot?
occasional.
I haven't been drugged.
But you know when you've
At all.
had fucking heavy drugs, like when you're not fucking
what
illicit
are we
substance,
talking?
but I mean you've had a
Sweets?
procedure. Yeah.
Trying to tell me something?
Quaaludes.
Do we need an intervention?
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know.
when
I know.
you've had
Yeah.
fucking a procedure
Yeah.
and you wake up after being
Yeah.
fucking, you've used oxycodone or fucking
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the hell they
You're
use.
groggy.
Groggy doesn't begin to describe it. I remember waking up from one operation when I had my eyes done when I was like 12 and I was fucking talking absolute bullshit. Like just dribble, fucking.
Well, that's standard. But how are you feeling
Well, I
otherwise?
didn't feel very well.
We're back in the longest hallway in history,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is my favourite thing.
How did they work out where they were though?
Well, they both.
They followed them?
That just makes me laugh when they're like, we fade to black, and this is where the movie diverts significantly from the other cut. But we have a shot of them going, "Oh, we were drugged. What happened? Where is she?"
Yeah. Are you groggy? No. perfectly fine.
Well, Loomis pulls out a bottle of scotch and goes, well, you're a little bit groggy.
No, not from the drugs. Like, I've been drinking
Look
all
at him
day.
in his fucking stone cutters out. We're Dr. Weird in his stone cutters robes. Looks ridiculous.
They'll be paddling Loomis's ass in no time.
Yeah. We fucking chained him to the rock of shame.
And then add the rock of fucking triumph or something that's twice as big.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yes, this is weird stuff. And he
Yeah.
looks like Dracula.
He does. See, it's your destiny, Sam. It lives inside of you. That's the
So
way
is
Loomis
he-
was talking about Michael.
Is he Michael?
I think that's what we're
So
supposed to.
you're
Loomis
taking
is
a-
going to take the evil and turn into.
Fucking hell.
Look at those robes. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'll save you. I've got a bag of beads.
And this does not look like it's underground, right?
No.
So any old dildo that's getting treated at the hospital could stumble across these
Well, Jared,
idiots walking around in their
I'm
robes.
groggy, and I've got up to go to the toilet like I did, and then collapsed fucking ass. My fucking ass was poking up in the air, and I was just laying
Yeah.
flat out. That could happen here. And I could
There
have
you
stumbled
go.
across
That's
the
you
stone.
just walking across the stone cutters, wandering up, but then we've got the prison bars in the hospital.
Yeah, what's this?
It's
Is
all
this
just-
a psych ward?
It's all just it's a bit weird.
This is why this doesn't make any sense.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong, the other ending did not make any sense at all either, because you never understood what they were doing in
No.
that procedure they were doing.
Famine, war, Great Plague. What
Yeah.
about pestilence?
Yeah. But you haven't brought pestilence
Oh,
this time.
fuck, that's what we've been forgetting all this time. The fucking pestilence. Attached to the rock of pestilence. We've given him the power, the gift of thorn. Love it. So the way he's talking, it makes me believe that the screaming at the end is that, now Loomis is
Michael's
Michael.
Loomis is Michael.
Yes.
I mean, you've traded down.
Yeah, of course. You were going for the kid, right? So
Yeah.
you're looking for it to start all over again. But then when that fell apart, you settled for a bloke who is knocking on death's door at this point.
Yeah, that doesn't. No. That doesn't make sense, Jared. It doesn't.
No.
Like, and I'm
Wouldn't
not.
it have made more sense for Tommy to be in that role?
Yes.
Because then it's like, well,
'Cause-
you've still got a life ahead of you.
Yeah, you got a life.
To
You're,
continue.
you're not currently fucking tiptoeing down the razor's edge of death.
Yeah.
You're young.
Although what we're led to believe about Michael is he's fucking immortal.
Or Kara,
somewhat.
even.
Yeah. But it makes sense for one of the younger
What
characters.
are they doing with Kara?
Kara?
Is Michael going to have sex with her as well? Is that the
God,
idea?
Adam, I don't even want to think about it. Yes, it looks like that's the idea. Blankenship's right on board.
Fuck. Hey.
Are these faces we saw before too?
I think
they
so,
are. I can't
yeah.
remember. That bloke looked like he was the fucking doing reception at the bus station.
Yeah. And the woman whose face came up in front of Blankenship, I think we saw
Yeah.
her too. What's this? Like, I will say this, they have cleaned this shit up. Like, it looks good.
Yeah.
In terms of being able to pull it together as an actual product.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job.
Yeah, it looks great.
So, are they
Compared
giving...
to what we started with, Adam, it looks
What
fucking
the
fantastic.
fuck are we doing here? Are we giving something to Danny?
Well, they're talking sacrifice now.
Oh, God, love of God. None of this makes any sense.
Michael looks shocking in these scenes.
Yeah.
That shot there looked awful.
He's got a undershirt on.
Well, I mean, shit. That's
See?
Look, it looks terrible.
Michael. The baby is yours, isn't it? Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is
None of this makes sense. This I understand why this got cut. Like, it's funny because I remember reading in Taking Shape all this stuff about how the Weinstein Company and that got involved in Dimension and started fucking things up and everything like that. But I'm sorry to say that this makes no sense. Dimension were probably had no fucking choice but to go back and make something else.
Yeah, I think they were looking for something a little more
simple,
straightforward.
Yeah.
Which, look, there's swings like this that I always come back to it. It's all right to take swings like this, but just doing that doesn't make it a better product.
Tommy that fucking thing he's in, he looks like a linebacker.
Yeah, he does.
He's running along.
Like, it is possible to take a swing like this and make a worse movie than if you had just made a cliched slasher.
Yes. This is what happens when you go too serious with it. I think this is trying to.
I've only just noticed that sign.
What does it say?
Tunnel construction in progress. Dead end.
Oh my
I think we
God.
know. I think we can tell them by the fact that it's fenced off.
It's black.
How
pitch
much
black.
more tunnel do you need? You've got the longest tunnel I've ever seen in my life, and you're constructing more.
Tommy, just dropping a few rocks on the ground is not going to get it done, mate.
I bet it does, Adam.
I know, but one of the issues.
He knows more than you about this.
Look at Michael here, though.
See, that stuff could look cool too. Like, some of those shots of Michael look all right, but there's just a lot going on here that we don't need, like the runes on the ground.
This seat. You'd need to cut yourself pretty fucking badly, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Michael can do that for you. See? Job done.
Yep.
That's all you needed.
Gotcha.
All these years.
Stay there.
Hold.
Stay there. No, none of this is. Yes, Jared, I'm okay with taking a swing for the fences a little bit.
Sorry, again, no exit. I thought I would just climb over that over that railing. Sorry, continue.
What I mean is this is too far. I think we said it when we first discussed this film. It was a fool's errand to try and tie it all up.
But it's very thin. Like, you mentioned the bloody runes and the curse once, and then we're going to take that to, okay, we've got a sack of stones that's going to stop Michael.
Yeah.
We didn't dig into any of that. We didn't have anything to go on other than Tommy doing a little bit of an exposition dump in front of his computer for 2 minutes.
Yeah. But the thing for me is it was just a fool's errand trying to tie this all together.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Daniel Farron's trying to, but it's like fan fiction for me. It feels like
to a point. Yeah.
It's fan fiction to a point because what it's doing is we're tying all this up, but it really shouldn't be a film, a Halloween film. And I think that's where Dimension might have been looking for is like we just need something simple.
But you've got shit like this that was done better in some of those comics. Remember there was that comic where they fucking unmask Michael and it's Laurie and she's lost her fucking mind.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Okay, well, there's some other ideas that you can kind of explore that might have been better suited.
Here we go. This is where we believe. So you kick the fucking stones out of the way.
That's what you fucked it up. Yeah, this is fucking laughable, isn't it? I'm sorry. Every time they yank the mask off and he's...
And look at him, he's groggy.
yeah.
I've been drugged.
Just had his eyes done.
I've been drugged. Yeah, okay, so what? It's your game now, Loomis, and then he looks down and he's got the Cult of Thorn on his arm, and
which is what Michael has had in the last.
Yes.
So to me, that says he's doing it now because we didn't have the kid to pass it on to, or we didn't have the. Oh, that is not the best way for Donnie to go out. Unfortunately.
And look, Michael's walking out looking like fucking. Is that Michael?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
it is.
Michael. Yeah,
He's walking out looking like fucking. I don't know, a hard-boiled detective from the fucking 50s or something.
Does that mean he now gets to control Loomis and send him on covert missions to burn down stacks of hay and stuff?
Yeah, none of this is a good idea.
No. And again, that looks pretty cool, that shot of him walking away, but it's just also... jeez. It's hard to take, Adam. Hard to take.
Yeah, I just feel like they made some bad choices, and they just tried to cram too much in, okay? Is that a better version of the theatrical? I don't think so. I think they're basically the same.
Yeah, it's
as
on
far
par.
as being, they're both very
I
average.
mean, at the back end, that actually does make a little more sense because it's trying to continue what they were going on about earlier on.
Mm.
But it doesn't mean as a whole that it makes a whole lot of...
Yeah.
Like when you dig into it either way, it's just like...
No, both of them are bad.
It's rough.
Both of them are bad. All right. That is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, producer's cut. Keep an eye on our Facebook page to see what we cover for our next episode. But until then, everyone, take it easy and we'll catch you later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.